into the tram lines, that is merely a case of turning from the backhand approach to the forehand, but still aiming the return as a block or gentle push just over the net onto this side of the court. Serving from there. Okay? Same would apply over here. We're aiming to the non-racket side, to the serve that we can't attack, a good low serve we can't attack. Because remember, we can attack here, we should hit it down into the body of the server and then apologise. Always apologise when you hit your opponent. All you need to do is just put your racket up. That's internationally accepted as an apology. You can, if you want, put your racket up and say sorry. Entirely up to you. But receiving serve in the left-hand court, most low serves will come to here, between here and the centre of the service court area. As a right-handed player, you should step in to take that low serve, the serve that you can't attack, and take it with the forehand, because that creates the natural angle to aim it there. Away from the server, the incoming low serve. If the serve is being directed wide from here into the tram lines, merely a case then of stepping forward with the forehand, realising it's going wide, switching to the backhand and blocking the shuttle to the same place. Yeah. If your opponent, the server, realises what you're doing and is now serving the low unattackable serve and then looking for the block or push down that side, that's easy to rectify that situation where you're now not gaining the advantage, and you should now employ a little half-court push. Okay? So now instead of stepping in and blocking just over the net there, because the incoming server is coming in and attacking that, just take the shuttle and push it beyond them. You're not lifting, you're pushing, and so the shuttle drops into the sides of the court. Yeah? I mean, I always aim for the single service line when I'm playing doubles, give myself 18 inches margin of error. It's dropping into the mid-side areas of the court, round about the singles sideline. Same here, using backhand. Okay, if the shuttle drops here, and using forehand, if the shuttle drops wide, again a little gentle push past the incoming incoming server, and dropping it into the mid-court sides. Pushing it rather into the mid-court sides. Same applies here. If the serve comes here, it's unattackable and your block to the net isn't working because the incoming server is attacking it. Again, step in, push into the side, tram lines. Again, I advocate pushing it and aiming for the single side line because that gives you 18 inches margin of error. Yeah? Nothing worse than pushing it 2 or 3 inches wide. Okay? Keep it in. And again, if the serve, unattackable serve, is dropping wide between the centre and the wide tram lines, step forward, realise that it is now going wide, use the backhand and push, gentle push, past the incoming front server and dropping it and landing it in front of the server's partner stood behind them in the mid-court or slightly further back depending on their standing. Okay, what about now the flick serve? Okay, I'm talking doubles now, we'll talk singles in a minute with the returning of serve. The serve to the rear court is a flick serve. I said that in the last lesson during the serve. So, it is essential that you make an initial fast chassé when your opponent flick serves you. So if you're standing here, and better players, the better the player is, then they'll come forward. Most Division 1 players playing in leagues up and down the country in England or United Kingdom are about here. The top professionals, they're right on that front service line, okay? But you must make this initial chassé This is essential, otherwise the flick serve will defeat you. It will go past you and over you to the rear service court area. So here, watch. Yep, that's the movement. Initial chassé followed by a scissor kick, overhead action, and that will give you the movement technique to be able to combat a good flick serve. Now, what types of shots are we going to play from the flick serve? Well, if it's a poor flick serve, then smash it straight back at the server, yeah, and hope that they can't cope with it. Pop it up for your incoming partner. Your partner should be here. As you're being flick serve, they should come forward to here. So if you smash it, a good effective smash will come back weak, and that's your partner's to kill off. Or perhaps weak lift off your smash, and then you can hit a more effective smash because it goes up the front player to you. Right. What about the flick serve that is a good flick serve? Okay. Right. You should try to play your shots down. So some kind of smash, be it a half smash or a fast drop, straight. Don't forget that the server has hit a good flick serve. They'll probably realise that you're in trouble, and they may actually step forward looking for the drop shot in the middle or the slow drop shot. Play some kind of half smash or fast drop straight, because that will bypass the server. Okay? They won't be able to attack that. So look, watch. Flick serve, chassé, bang, straight. From the left hand court. Good flick serve, chassé, bang, straight. And that's the answer to the flick serves. That ends the receiving serve lesson for the doubles. I'm now going to talk about receiving the serve and the types of serves, return to serves that you will employ when you are playing singles. Now, the majority of serves at beginner, intermediate, league singles, and county singles as well in the United Kingdom are high serves, employing a forehand action. Some of the better county players will employ a backhand action and actually flick serve to the back of the court. You've got to take your receiving base back, obviously. Yeah? So you can't be receiving serve there. Okay, you need to come back because the serve can go right to the back line. But still, you must employ a movement action. This action is actually different to the action in doubles. This is now not a chassé that needs to be so quick. It is this, watch. Because most high serves are going to go like that. That will give you a lot of time, sufficient time, to be able to get back behind it. So this is the movement. There, okay? And either side of the court. What kind of shots should follow then? Well, if you are able to smash, then direct your smash straight or cross court, depending on where the serve is. You can create angle and try to smash past the server, particularly on the straight smash, okay? Because there'll be the gap, there'll be more gap on the side from which they serve. A clear, perhaps play a clear, or play some kind of a drop shot. A lot of deception in singles, so try to employ deception on your shots. But there you have three choices. You can either play some kind of a smash. It doesn't have to be, it shouldn't be, a full-blooded smash, which will drain your energy resources during the course of a match, be inaccurate and from which will come a lot of errors. And the errors not necessarily into the net or wide or around the back of the court, but errors in terms of accuracy. Your smash is too close to your opponent, and they'll block it, they'll reach it easily, and then you're in trouble, because you're still recovering, coming down from the smash, and you're going to be struggling to get a possible block to the net. So go more for accuracy and less power. Of course, if you have an opportunity to smash in singles where you've got a weak return, you're smashing, say, from mid-court, three-quarter court, then you can employ full power, a full power smash. But right at the back of the court, be careful, unless you are one of the top players in the world who do employ a power smash. Okay, now, what about the low serve then in singles? Well, the low serve, I said in doubles you should be very careful about lifting. In singles, you don't need to be so careful, you can lift. Because in singles, there's only one person covering the court. So you can take the low serve and lift, perhaps with a little bit of deception as well, a hold and flick action. Okay? So come in, slight hold, bang, and then a little flick into the backhand or deep into the forehand. So you have these options. You can hold and flick to the back of the court in singles. You can come in and play a block and then look for the net. You can, if the low serve is poor, come in and kill it straight into the open space, or if it's really a poor serve, straight into the server's body. And they're the return to serve for singles. Thanks very much. That concludes the third lesson on receiving the serve. Hi, welcome to lesson number 3. In this lesson, I will teach you how to improve on your forehand overhead strokes. They are the clear, the drop, and the smash. All these shots are performed with a throwing action. But first, you must turn to there. This will allow you to actually execute the stroke with a throwing action and therefore generate much more power because you're going to be using twisting forces when you step back and then step through. And that will increase your distance on your clear and increase your speed on the smash. It will also allow you to be able to get into the correct position so that you can move backwards with a chassé action. Let me demonstrate. From here, if you turn to here, now you can move back in the classic way to move, which is with chassé. Okay, so again, watch, turn, chassé, hit. Stepping through as we hit. Now, if you are struggling with your forehand overhead power, you can rectify this by doing a lot of throwing at home. Pick a shuttle up, draw the curtains in a room, and just throw. Step, throw, step, throw. Physically throw the shuttle into the curtains, the drawn curtains, and it will undoubtedly improve your forehand overhead technique. You will improve your throwing technique, therefore improve your forehand overhead technique, and improve on your power, therefore your distance on your clear and the speed of your smash. Okay, now let's demonstrate the clear. The key thing for all the shots, all 3 shots, clear, drop, and smash, is that you relax before the hit. It will allow you to create more power. And okay, you don't need a lot of power on a drop shot, but if you perform all 3 strokes with a similar action, particularly the clear and the drop, it's very difficult to disguise the smash, but you can disguise the clear and the drop if you have a relaxed approach and an identical preparation and execution of the strokes, then your opponent will have great difficulty trying to pick out which shot is going to come until it's too late, because the clear goes to the back and the drop shot flows just over the net. Let me demonstrate. Shuttle in the air. There. Here we go. There. The clear. The drop shot. Look at the difference, or the similarity in the two strokes. Up in the air. Drop shot. Again. Clear. Drop shot. Get the right feed. Yeah, I didn't quite hit that one cleanly. You could hear. You can hear when you hit a good stroke. And that one wasn't quite as clean. So let's try and hit a drop shot with a cleaner action. There. You can hear the difference. Clears. Clear other. This is clear. Crisp, clean sound. Overhead shots. Turn. The wrist. First of all, the racket points towards the shuttle. Then, when you start to execute the stroke, the racket goes back, the wrist cocks back, and then the racket, arm, and wrist are accelerated through to strike the shuttle at the top of the swing and continue the uncocking action of the wrist to send the shuttle to the back of the court or to send the shuttle down. Yeah, bring that wrist through. It will facilitate both power and distance on the clear and the downward direction on the drop shot. Drop shot. Now, I'm not going to say which shot it is. See if you can guess. What shot am I going to play? Can you read the shot? That was a clear. Clear. That was a drop shot. That was a clear. That was a clear. That was a drop shot. Now let's have a little smash. Smash is very difficult to disguise. So when you're going to smash, make sure that the smash benefits you and not your opponent. If you smash and you're in the rear court, especially in the backhand rear court, and your smash isn't effective in terms of its speed or power or its accuracy, right at the opponent's body, racket hit particularly, or down the lines, close to the sidelines, either straight or cross court, then you're in trouble. Your opponent will pick it up and block it to the net, and then you're scrambling forward to try to come into the the front of your court to retrieve your opponent's blocked defence of your smash. So, place your smash with power, trajectory, steep or flat, and accuracy. They're the three things you should really be considering when you're playing a smash. So the power, it needs to be sufficient so as to trouble your opponent. And the further back in the court you are, the less power that you're going to be able to employ. And speed, because you can hit the shuttle very hard from the back of the court, but by the time it goes over the net, it's slowed down. Yeah, that's the way the shuttle is built. It will slow down. So, perhaps better to play a deceptive drop shot or a good length clear. Yeah, singles is the game in which you can do a lot of deception. You know, clear and drop. So, smash again. Very important that you use your wrist to accelerate that throw. Do it in slow motion here. Bang! At the end of the stroke, look how the wrist is actually fully uncocked. That will both help to bring the shuttle down very steep, and it will also help to accelerate the racket through for the power. Very important that. And of course then you can also employ a variance of steepness by hitting it flat or very steep to unsettle your opponent's defence. Now, if you're hitting steep, they're receiving the shuttle down here. If you hit it flat, they're taking it at head height or above, but be careful that you don't put your flat smash out the back of the court. Watch please, the smash. Keep your eye on the shuttle, right onto the hit. And for a split second beyond the hit, it's important that you keep your eye on the shuttle. Step through. You've stepped back. Now step through to create the power and bring yourself back to your base position. Use your wrist to accelerate the racket through for power and speed. And place your smash with accuracy to the sidelines or into the body, particularly the racket hip of your opponent. 2 more smashes. Watch please. Here, in the net. Be careful. Easy smashes, sometimes you can make mistakes. So focus, even on easy smashes, right onto the shuttle. Lastly, one last thing I want to add to this lesson. With all forehand overhead shots, it's very important that you strike the shuttle right at the top of the swing and ideally in front of your body. Yeah, hit with a bent arm, more mistakes, but even more than that, if you hit smashes with a bent arm there rather than straight, you will get an injury. Tennis elbow, some kind of injury to your elbow or shoulder or forearm. Okay? That concludes this lesson. Thanks very much. Today's lesson is about backhand improvement. Backhand is a very technically difficult shot to produce, so technique and timing are essential. In this particular lesson, I will teach you how to improve your backhand for clears, drop shots, and try to improve your smash on the backhand. Now, the most important thing about the backhand is that you turn. Turning will allow you to open up your backswing and increase your backswing, therefore create more power. And it's the deliverance of power, the creation of power on the backhand that is a problem. If you don't turn, then this is a very awkward shot, and you're now trying to play an overhead backhand shot. That's the difficult one. The underarm backhand is relatively easy. This is the overhead backhand lesson that we're really covering today. That becomes a very, very difficult shot. It's awkward, you're leaning across your body. So it's imperative, vital, that you turn. Opens up the backswing. As you turn, you should bring your arm, which is from the ready position, slightly bent at the elbow, and the wrist is in a neutral position. It's neither cocked or uncocked, neutral. What you do, as you turn, you bring your arm into a bent position, not too much, and the wrist into a cocked position. Yeah? Now, without the movement, we do this. Bend the arm at the elbow more and cock the wrist back. Combining that with the turn, it looks like this. I will do it in slow motion. There. Bring the arm up so that it's actually parallel to the ground. The whole of the arm is now parallel to the ground. And this will then set you and prepare you to be able to play much better overhead backhand shots, clears, drops and will certainly improve your smash. It's very, very difficult stroke, the backhand smash. Okay, now, the other thing that you need to consider on the high overhead backhand is the stroke action. As you turn, bend your arm and cock your wrist back, the stroke itself, the power shots, are an impact stroke. What I mean by that is that after striking the shuttle, the racket bounces back off it, almost into a start position. Yeah? And that's for the clears, and the smashes, a full uncocking of the wrist. Yeah? There, that's a smash, that's a clear. Maximum acceleration of racket through the shot by snapping the arm straight and uncocking the wrist, snapping the wrist out and rebounding off the hit. For the drop shot, there is a slight follow through to the stroke. So as we turn, bend the arm, cock the wrist back, there, that's the drop shot. Let me demonstrate. Shuttle, let's get that shuttle into the right position here. That is the clear, right to the back of the court. You can't see it, it's gone into the back box. And go straight. Power is a problem, and so therefore distance is a problem. Therefore, go straight. Don't try to go cross court. You need enormous amounts of power. Even the top players, they're very, very wary and very rarely actually go cross court with their overhead backhand clears. You know? Insufficient power, maximum distance diagonally. Go straight down the line. Again, watch please, the clear. And having turned, snap that through, turn back again. Reverse the turn. So you're back into the ready position. Okay, now let's have a look at the drop shot. Let's give you a few more examples actually of that clear. Watch please. Watch me. Turn. As you turn and hit, try to minimize head and trunk movement, shoulder and trunk movement. Yeah? So try to keep as still as possible. So the only things that are moving are your arm, the racket, and therefore the shuttle. And you'll get a lot more power. So timing will be much, much better. Nice and crisp and sharp hitting of the shuttle. Right, I didn't actually talk about the grip. You need to